were saying that before it was officially even recording.
Oh my gosh.
You were just so excited.
Because guess what, people?
Guess what?
We're here.
We're
in real life together.
We're in the same
I am
room.
so close. I can touch her.
my
Wait,
God.
watch, guys. Watch. I'm touching her right now.
Oh my God.
I just touched Susie.
I'm like breathing in her aerosols right now. So great.
They're all good. Don't worry. I've been under
Episode
strict quarantine.
466. We are temporarily out of our bunkers.
Yes. Well, I'm just in your bunker. I just moved
That's
from
true.
one bunker to another bunker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't
And it
wait to
feels
get a
real
new
nice.
bunker.
I can't wait to get right. Yeah.
I need to update
Upgrade.
my bunker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, my mom went to a or I don't know if she went to. My mom was giving a presentation or doing some kind of speech at like a psychic-y convention or some like online convention for psychics. A Zoom meetup for psychics kind of thing, I think. And she met this woman who she's a past life like reader, I guess you can call her. I don't even know, but she's like Mayan, and she's like the Mayan like psychic woman. And my mom called me like 5 times in a row the other day. And I was like, what the hell is this? Some emergency? I'm like in a session with clients, like decline. And finally I pick up the phone after I'm done with my day. And I'm like, hi, Mom.
WTF.
And she goes, oh my gosh, I have to talk to you right now. I just had the most amazing, like I have never ever spoken to a woman who like saw like everything in my whole life. I mean, she was so accurate. I couldn't even believe it. And I asked her about you.
I love when a psychic can't believe it.
Right. My mom was like, she was so accurate. And like, right. It's funny to hear that. My mom's like, and so in my head, I'm like, if my mom says like she's legit, this lady's like legit.
Yeah.
So my mom was like, she was like, I asked her about you because, I've been like just dealing with a lot of stuff and feeling like kind of in this like limbo place of what do I want to do and where do I want to live, all this stuff. And this psychic woman said to my mom that Sarah she is usually so full of joy. Why? Like she is usually so joyful and she is not joyful. She cannot live in the environment she's living in. She is not built for the city.
Oh my God.
This lady didn't know anything about me, didn't know where I'm living, didn't know anything about. She was like, Wow. She needs nature. She should not be in that environment.
Right. And you've been saying that since you moved in. You didn't like this place.
Yep. So I was like, there you go. Gotta get to a new bunker. I gotta go searching for a new outdoorsy, like in nature-y. I don't even care like where it like it could be like in the middle of freaking nowhere.
Really?
As long as it's just like
you gotta
nature.
get the hell out.
I gotta get out. I learned I'm not a city girl.
Here's what I feel. I have been thinking so much about how the pandemic and quarantine made people see their lives
Oh
clearly.
my gosh. So true.
And I think of it now like our collective A Christmas Story experience, like the ghost of past, present, and future.
Yes.
Because like you could see things you couldn't see before.
Susie.
And you get perspective.
100%.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is also my hippity-dippity mom who says this, that, when there's like all this talk about like the end of times and like the apocalypse and like the my mom has always said, no, it's not like the end of like everything blows up. It's like the end of things as we know it. Like forced change. Like you need to either adapt or you won't make it. You have to kind of chanch.
Yeah.
And grow. And
I see a lot of people who are dragging their feet on that.
I myself was.
Really?
Oh, for sure. It took like, because it's almost like we had talked about before of like not accepting it yet.
Yeah.
Being like, nah, I'm not really ready to change. Yeah. So I think I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing.
Yeah.
And then you realize, oh, okay, that doesn't really work for this. And so, like slow change over time and you just realize this is better. And you just have to do it, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
And you have to like work backwards, I think, like maybe the goals that we had for ourselves 2 years ago are a little different than the goals we maybe have for ourselves and our families now.
Yeah.
And so looking, okay, let me reassess, let me like rewrite some goals that are really like make sense for the things that I value after things have kind of been stripped away.
Yeah.
And then work backwards from that.
Right. Everything just was put into perspective, and whatever was vexing you before is just more.
Totally.
And whatever delighted you before, I think, is more as well.
Yes, that is so true. I didn't even think about that, but that is so true. And there are the things that delighted me. Like, I went to the beach and went actually in the water in Southern California. Yes, Susie's giving me this look like, whoa.
I have not ever done that.
Right? No, I had not done that in 10 years.
We live by the beach.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Like,
I'm not getting
I'm not getting in that freezing water.
Well, what came over you?
Some joy, some fun, some just like,
Some
you know,
whimsy.
some whimsy, just a little dash of play.
Did you have your suit on, or
I
were
did.
you just like, okay?
Oh, no, I'm not crazy.
Not
No,
a
Ren and I
lunatic.
went to the beach with the intention of going in the water. And then, like, because at first I was like, oh my gosh, I am not going in. It's freezing.
Yeah.
But he knows me as, like, he knows me from camp. He
Yeah.
knows me as, like somebody who's definitely going in the water.
Who's up for anything?
Who's up for anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going in. And then, every time, like, I was like, oh, okay, maybe I will go in. And, like, I would get up to my knees, and I told him, I'm going to go really slow. Like, don't do this. He's so good. I was like, don't ever do the
I don't
splash
want
thing.
tomfoolery.
I don't want tomfoolery.
Yeah, I don't like that. It's not funny.
Yeah, that's one thing that's vexed.
Yeah.
Tomfoolery,
Yeah.
not good for. So I kept going, get up to my knees, and then I would get up to like my mid thighs, and I kept looking at him to being like, "Did you ever think I would go in this deep?" And then every single inch I went up, like, "What about now? Did you ever think I would go in this deep?"
Right.
And he kept being like, "Yeah, I thought you would go in all the way."
Not impressed at all.
It's not impressed at all.
Was it
And
freaking
then
freezing though?
It was in the beginning, but then no, because there is some like warm swell coming in from I don't know wherever. I don't know, global warming or something like that. It is warm in the oceans right now. Like Ren and I are going this weekend, and I'm definitely going back in the water. It's warmer now than it is in June, July, August.
Holy
So,
heck! Are you
like-
wearing a wetsuit or?
No, just
I'm in denial. I'm
like
not okay
in
with
just
it.
a like rags bathing suit.
Good for you.
I know, it was so much fun.
Yeah. Did it feel free?
Yes, it felt.
Did it really?
And like we were at Santa Monica, and I feel like Santa Monica is a beach where a lot of like there are like tourists or people who maybe don't go to the beach all the time.
Yeah.
So when we're like both good swimmers, like swimming around the ocean,
my
we're
God.
like body surfing. I feel like ooh, look, I'm like a California local.
Stop.
I know, it's so stupid.
Oh my God. Yeah.
But it was fun. It was like I missed doing that, and like, you know,
Yeah.
I hadn't gone in the water in an ocean in I can't even tell you how long it's been.
Wow. Really? Years?
Like not in California, not in like the United States, like in another country where it's like feels like a bathtub or Hawaii.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm going in.
Yes.
But I am totally turned into like that lady
for
who's
you.
like, no, I'm not going in. But now I'm in. There you go.
Now
Have
she's
some play.
in.
Yes.
Well, I just hope when you went in, it didn't mess up your beautiful curls.
Oh my gosh, do you see them today?
Yeah, I did.
Susie,
Yes.
I love my hair so much. I'm so happy.
I'm so happy for you. It really just oozes out of you. You keep talking about
My
it.
hair?
Yes.
Well, because I know as a curly hair girl how difficult it is to find. Well,
Yeah.
how about as a human with hair?
Yeah.
How difficult it is to like dial it in and find the right thing that works for you. And people will be like, "What do you use on your hair?" And it's different for everybody. So I love having a customized system made for me, which is what we all need.
Thank you, Function of Beauty.
Yes.
And people do constantly ask Sarah, like, what the secret is.
Mm-hmm.
So now you guys know Function of Beauty. And like she said, you can customize it, whatever your concerns or desires are for your hair volume or, damage control. So like if you are worried about damage or
Yes.
whatever, any of that jazz. And, it's custom tailored to your whatever preferences. And they deliver it right to your house. It's clean ingredients, cruelty-free. and you'll look fantastic.
Yes.
So what are you waiting for? Go to functionofbeauty.com/braincandy to take your 4-part hair profile quiz and save 20% on your first order. Go to functionofbeauty.com/braincandy for 20% off and let them know you heard about it from our show. That's functionofbeauty.com/braincandy.
Yeah. Gosh, I love that product. Doesn't break the bank either.
Oh.
Like super
It goes a
super
long way.
concentrated.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to use half the freaking bottle of other conditioners.
Jesus, just listen to us.
Just
people.
listen. Trust me. This is what you
Trust her.
need. Yes.
Oh, wait. Before you go on,
Yes.
also, we have a shout-out.
Oh, I love a shout out.
Okay. This is from a Brainiac named Nikki. She says she's a career-driven 30-something woman, which I like that she,
Yes,
owns
30-something,
that.
career-driven.
Right. And she said that we helped her with her loneliness,
Oh.
which is really sweet. And she feels like we're her BFFs and all that jazz. However, I feel like we do need to convince her husband. He finds us too silly.
First of all, is there such thing?
Yeah, define too much.
Yeah,
I mean,
define.
come on.
Yeah, because who are you asking? Because if you're asking Lincoln, we're not silly enough.
That's right. Everything's relative.
It is.
But, he's she calls him a man of integrity and wit.
Oh.
You would think he would love us.
Specific kind of wit.
I guess, more of a dry humor.
wit. Yeah.
But maybe he'll,
Maybe he's British.
Oh, maybe.
Who knows?
All biz.
Yeah.
Well, Nikki, thank you for listening.
Nikki, thank you.
And
And we are so happy that we could be there to make things a little bit less lonely.
Yeah.
Because all of you guys out there make us less lonely.
Yeah, let's be
Believe it
lonely
or
together.
Not.
And
or
then
like
we're
not
okay.
lonely at all.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Like if we're all together.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We're the same. It's the mustard stain thing. We all have mustard stains on our shirt. Everybody's fine.
You act like that's common, not like the mustard stain thing.
It is.
I've never heard of that in my life.
Really?
No.
Oh, like everybody's walking around with a mustard stain and everybody's worried about their own mustard stain being like, oh my God, everybody's going to look at my mustard stain and I feel like they're not going to like me because of mine. And we're all worried about that. And so when we all get together, we don't see anybody else's mustard stain.
It's
and
just so
hang out.
specific that it would be mustard.
I don't know why it is like that.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah. It's maybe especially since when you don't need a lot of mustard. Coffee stain,
like
that makes
how
more
often
sense.
is that happening?
Right.
Wine. Now we got a problem.
Yeah, well, yeah. And if you're like spilling wine all over your shirt, maybe it's a different kind of meeting.
Maybe dial it back. Different kind of
Oh
meeting.
gosh. Okay, what fun stuff. I have some. Ready for it?
Yeah.
Spooky
Man, and it's not even
stories.
October anymore. Wow.
I had to just throw these in because they were kind of like more like spooky for all times of the year.
Yeah.
Like facts about things.
I like that.
Like facts about bats.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I listened to this really interesting interview with this guy named Dan Riskin, who, you know how we say, everybody's last name, they're
Yes.
kind of linked? Riskin kind of sounds like risky and
Yes,
stuff
it
like
does.
that. He got his PhD in vampire bats
That's amazing.
and studying essentially parasites, which I feel like is kind of a risky thing to study.
Yeah, right.
Yes. So I was listening to a really cool interview with him where he was talking about, just like why bats are so interesting and what he did his research on. So this I just thought was really funny and just like one of the most hilarious visuals. So vampire bats are a really interesting bat because most bats don't walk. They fly or they'll kind of like hop maybe, but they don't have the mechanics to walk. But vampire bats they've evolved to walk. And so what vampire bats do is they'll like fly down to the ground and then they like sneak
Oh, no.
up. Yes!
That is terrifying.
Yes! They sneak up on their prey and then jump on it and
That's
bite it.
hideous.
Right. So this guy wanted to know what the mechanics behind them walking were and if the mechanics of it were similar to how other animals developed how to walk. So he became most famous for putting vampire bats on treadmills.
Oh my God.
Yes.
How are they attached? Some sort of leash?
Yeah, they. Oh gosh, I don't even know because I haven't even seen the video. I just heard him describe it. Which
That's
was
a video we need to
we
see.
definitely need to watch that video. But the part that is the most terrifying, that I was like, if bats creeping up on you and jumping on you and attacking you isn't already terrifying enough. Mm-hmm. This was never known until he did this study and researched this and threw bats on a treadmill. They run.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord. And so...
No. Yes. What did you picture?
Essentially training them to be faster, which
it's like
don't
Usain
like.
Bolt.
Right.
I'm picturing them with, like, the workout headbands. Right? You know, like really trying.
Where do they put the wristbands?
Right.
Do they put it like
on their
ankles? On the tip of their bat? The tip of the wings? Or do they put it on the
Right.
I'm going to need to see this video. Also, there were hilarious pictures that were floating around the internet years ago that were it said if you look at a picture of bats hanging upside down and flip it the other way, they look like they're breakdancing.
Yes, I have seen that. It is so crazy.
Funny. Oh my God, I'm over here, and Susie fed me a Diet Coke. I am so burpy. So if I do that on air,
you're not used to all that carbonation.
I am not used to
Let
it.
it out. You know, Howard Stern does, and he's the king of all media.
He lets it out on the air.
Yeah, all the time.
Just like let her rip.
He just burps.
Yeah, but
it's on brand.
It's not. Yeah, I mean that kind of would be on brand for us.
Wonder why he's so burpy though at like 5 a.m.
Oh.
What in the hell? Oh my God. Well, that was terrifying.
Yes.
Wait, what we were talking about?
Only vampire bats sneaking up on you.
Yeah, the treadmill. Sorry. Adam came in this room.
Snuck up on you.
Scared
a la vampire bat.
He totally did.
I know. That's why I'm like, the timing.
He really did.
Oh, my gosh.
He must have learned how to do that.
Don't put him on a treadmill. Or do. I don't know. Oh, man. So, yes, and this guy, Dan Riskin, he wrote, when I was listening to his interview, I was just really enjoying it. He is this guy who does the voice, or I guess, like, narrates the show Monsters Inside Me that's on Discovery Channel. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes.
Terrifying. I tried to watch once. Nope.
What is the essence, though? Is it about people who have what?
Like parasites that live inside them. And then, remember when we thought you had a tapeworm? I'm still convinced. I'm still not sure that you didn't have that.
I am now sure that I did not.
Okay,
but at the time,
that makes me feel better.
Right, it makes me feel better too. I wish that I had not gone to the doctor and been like, I think I have a tapeworm.
Because then they were like,
yeah.
You thought you got crazy lady labeled.
For sure. But I was like, there was something cooking in the toilet. I don't know what to tell you.
She was like, you just been eating a lot of spicy food.
Like, I don't know. There was something going on.
Oh my gosh.
I think it was just like a hair or something.
Oh my goodness. That's terrifying. Well, Dan Riskin had real stories because he, in his travels and studying parasites and everything, like he was talking about having ever been bit. And yes, he's been bit by a bat. And he said, that's what happens when you try to like get vampire bats to walk on treadmills. They don't exactly always like it. And
just like people. Oh my God, just like me.
I feel like it's different for different reasons, but
true.
Maybe not.
Right, it might be the same.
Just leave me here to drink my blood wine alone.
Blood wine. That's hilarious.
And so he was talking about getting bit and things that he'd been bit by, and he had been bit in he was traveling to, I can't remember where he was, but he said he got bit in the head by a mosquito and a botfly laid eggs in him.
That's horrendous.
Susie, I had to turn off. I couldn't listen
really?
to the... Well,
you don't know the ending?
I don't know. Well, I know what happens. I mean, eventually it lays eggs, and then the eggs hatch.
Oh.
I told you these were spooky.
Honestly, that is about as spooky as you can get.
Right. That is, oh my gosh. And that is like, I know people that personally that has happened to.
Where? In their body?
Like, it wasn't a botfly, but my friend's mom, they went on a trip to Belize, and they were like doing some jungle trekking in Belize. And she went to, she got bit by a bug or something, or no, I think it was a tick. She had a tick that had burrowed into her. Yes.
I'm scared of those.
Me too. And you should be. The tick was pregnant. And when they went to go break, but it all the babies came out,
Stop.
and she had them all over her back, and she had to stay in the hospital to get the ticks, like all the. I didn't even give you a trigger warning for this. I'm freaking out. I got the heebie-jeebies.
Well, if you're a mom without ticks,
yes,
then I would highly
stay
recommend
outside. Stay away from the ticks. Just stay inside where it's safe.
And get some KiwiCo to play with your kids.
That'll put a smile on their faces.
I really want to emphasize how fun these boxes are. We were just going through Lincoln's room and we found the KiwiCo that we got where you make it into a homemade claw machine.
Oh,
like super
I like the little
cute.
vacuum.
Yes, we did a little vacuum. KiwiCo has like crafts and cool stuff for kids to make and play with.
I bet Lincoln was super into the claw machine.
Yeah, because we have spent a lot of money on those dumb things,
Yes.
as you know. And so this is
nothing.
a much smarter way to do it.
Oh, this is a much better return on your investment.
KiwiCo makes a great gift if you know people with kids or if you have kids, as you probably experienced during quarantine.
Oh my gosh,
They got
I
a
am
little
just
bored.
thinking this is perfect. If you are like an aunt or uncle
Yeah.
and you want to like win over your favorite niece or
Yeah.
nephew, you send them this. Oh my gosh.
Well, and kids love getting mail,
Yes, they do.
and it's usually not for them.
Not just kids.
Well,
everybody.
right.
And then you can like Skype together or like go on FaceTime and then like
Do it
they
together.
can show you what they made. Oh, it's so fun. Connection is the best.
It's super cool, hands-on science, art, geography projects delivered to your door every month. It really helps keep them engaged and busy and is not a screen. Thank God, because that is all that goes on now with kids. And it's a nice break. KiwiCo is redefining learning with hands-on projects. They build confidence, creativity, critical thinking skills, something for every kid at all different ages as well at KiwiCo. Get 50% off your first month plus free shipping on any crate line with code BRAINCANDY at kiwico.com. That's 50% off your first month at KIWICO.com. Promo code BRAINCANDY. It's super fun.
Yeah, man.
Really cute stuff. Okay.
So yeah, this
So-
is one of this. I think I want to maybe make this one of our book club books. He wrote this book called Mother Nature is Trying to Kill You.
That's fun.
Yes,
I would love that.
Right? And it's
And
like
she is. She's
for
a
sure
crazy
is.
bitch.
And vengeful. Woo!
Vengeful. Yeah, she has a real axe to grind.
Right, she does. And you know what? We deserve it. But then the animals out there that we like. He was talking about these snails that have these poisonous. I mean, really, the only thing you can call them is like poisonous darts or like harpoons that like shoot out of them that are so deadly that they can kill, whatever prey they're trying to kill. A snail.
Oh.
Yeah.
The snail shoots the harpoon?
Yes, like a little like spike that shoots out. Animals
That's
are
not natural.
doing weird stuff. So I am like super into it. I started following, and this one may have been a little bit of a mistake. But, Ren was sharing with me some photos from this crazy Instagram account called Nature is Metal.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this?
Yes.
And I had to unfollow because
Yeah.
I was like, nature is too metal for Sarah.
It's not soothing.
No, I'm more of a jazz kind of gal.
Right. We like symphonics over here.
I want the jazzy side of nature. Maybe like a little playfulness.
It is
But
funny how, I love learning about the earth and the way animals, it seems so orderly, but it is metal.
oh, it's so chaotic.
Yeah.
And when you see somebody like that, those accounts, and I think, oh man, this was also in his interview. He talked about how the person interviewing him was asking him about bats and the coronavirus, and how people say like, oh my gosh, is it bats' fault and everything? And he's like, look, we can't blame bats. Like, it's not, if the bats were like on their own, like, yes, it does look like it came from a animal. Mm-hmm. And there's a high likelihood that it is a bat. But if we left nature alone, then this wouldn't be a problem.
Absolutely.
This is an argument for why, or like strong evidence for why we need animal sanctuaries, and we need to preserve that and keep that separate from us.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh,
I
feel like
I remember when Paul McCartney was commenting on the wet markets that supposedly is how the bad coronavirus situation occurred. And he is, of course, vegetarian. And he was making the case that, like, see, this is why we shouldn't be even dealing with animals in that way. And I get it.
Yes. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. You know, I feel like I'm only some knowledge on how to properly cook vegetarian meals away from being a vegetarian.
Yeah, I think it's easier than people make it sound.
I think so too, because like I've even just been like lazy and haven't gone and bought meat for a while and been like, let me just cook up the veggies and stuff that I got. Let me get creative with this. I'm like, oh, I'm very satisfied.
And they're
happy
killing
with
it
this.
with the substitutes and alternatives.
For real.
Yeah.
We should just do that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Lincoln
Hey,
doesn't even
vegetarians
notice.
out there, can you just like send me some veggie recipes? And like, I
They
love
will,
that.
too.
They
They
will. I
love
know.
proselytizing.
Vegetarians love to share things. And
They do. God bless them.
What was that joke? How do you know if somebody's a vegan? Don't worry, they'll tell you.
Yeah, they will.
So true.
I don't blame them because,
Yeah.
you know, they're kind of onto something.
Yeah, I think I got to get down with that. Plus, I think I would end up being somebody who likes imitation meat even better than like the real thing.
Yeah,
Because
they're
like
real
I can't
good.
tell the difference between like a soy rizo chili that I make. I didn't even know that I was making it with soy chorizo until I like
Get
took a
outta
good
here.
look at the. I just thought it was the only chorizo that they had at Trader Joe's, and then I like took a look at the packaging and like, yeah.
Well,
I think it was
especially
my
stuff
ex who
like
was
that.
oh, I don't think I want the soy one. I was like, it's not soy. I'm like yelling, like it's not. It's just
You're
chorizo.
right.
Yeah, it totally is.
Well, yeah, because we do taco night and we always use plant-based alternative meat.
Yeah.
And you cannot tell.
Right, you can't. And-
Especially with
yeah.
all that freaking cumin and all that shit.
Oh God, that's so good. It
We should be
tastes
eating right now.
delicious.
What are
I
we
know.
doing?
What am I doing? I'm just hungry. Yeah. Oh, that reminded me of something that I was going to tell you about delicious seasoning. Oh,
Delicious
I can't remember, but
seasoning.
I had a run-in at a restaurant.
What is with you?
Susie. And this time it wasn't just me that was there, so I was so grateful. So we went up to Cambria for Ren's birthday, had a wonderful time with his friends, and it was a group of, there were like 6 of us. And it was so great because like when you have that group that's been quarantining,
Yeah.
like basically everybody's in like pods.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, and
Yeah.
then these 2 break off and go camping, and then these 4 break off and go do this, and then everybody goes up and does this. And so it's really nice because that's how you have to do it now. So we're in Cambria with this group, and we go to one of the restaurants out there, and it's very obvious that the guy who is the host isn't usually the host, maybe. Like, he might be the manager of the restaurant, or somebody who... Getting people seated was not his priority. Let's put it that way. He seemed more like the mayor.
Okay.
Of like, he's like that guy. So you have to imagine this scene. We're in this like sleepy town in Central California, and it's like farm country. So this is like Lynn's family restaurant. So it's like,
Is that the name of
yes,
it? Okay.
yes. So that's like, it's very like homey and like home timey, and it's the
They
best.
were maybe featured on Diners, Drive-Ins,
Yes,
and Dives.
for sure. And they're so good. Oh my gosh, their pies are the best. They're so good. So it's already got this like kind of like family like vibe.
Yeah.
This guy was dialing it up to like 21, and we were having none of it. So he seats us for like, and he's like, oh yeah, we'll get to you. He seats us, and you know, we've got three women and 3 guys, and the women are all on one side, guys on the other side. He sits down and he goes, okay, guys, which one of these ladies is the most fun? I was like,
I hate him.
hate him. Susie, my favorite is my friend Jackie. She is so good at having none of it and
Yeah,
then like
good.
letting people know. And oh my gosh, it's my favorite because I live for it. And I'm like, yep, I'm with her. And she was like, actually, none of us. Or like whatever. She says exactly what you want somebody
Yeah.
to say. And she just like looks, gives him like a straight look. And then the other girl there with us, Sarah, another Sarah, she gives him totally straight look. I also. And he goes, ooh, tough crowd. I guess none of these ladies have a sense of humor.
I really hate him.
Susie. Then he like left a little bit, then comes back and goes, okay, and then narrows in on my friend Sarah in the middle, who's like looking the least like she wants to talk to any, like, this guy.
Yeah.
Because none of us do.
Right.
And he goes, all right, knock, knock. Yes, Susie. Yes. Yes.
We were just talking about pre-planned.
Yes. Yes.
Prepackaged
yes.
humor.
And,
okay.
And, well, when he said, oh, tough crowd, and then left, when he was gone, I was like, damn it, I have a million good lines I could have said to that. In fact, I was just talking on the podcast the other day about how prepackaged humor is no good. And I would have said, I should have said to him, no, we actually are quite a funny bunch. We just appreciate something a little more than prepackaged humor.
Yes.
And I was like, damn it, I should have said that. And then I would have shut him right up.
What was
but then
the
I was
joke
like, no,
anyway?
It was really, Susie. It gets worse.
Is
it's
it
just,
offensive?
No, it's not offensive. It's just bad. Knock, knock. Who's there? Let me think of what it was. Something where the answer was poo-hoo.
No.
And then he said...
So he said, knock, knock, who's there? Poo.
It was like, yeah, something poo, like something poo, where she ended up saying the word poo, and he was like, are you calling me a piece of poo? I don't even know how the
Lord,
joke... That's how bad it was, where we didn't even... Like, it felt like a stretch, like maybe he said... Lincoln has better material. It was totally incomplete. And it was like, I don't know where he thought, like, this very tough to win over crowd
this was going
to love bathroom humor.
Exactly.
I mean, he doesn't know that I have a podcast where I talk about shit stories all the time. True stories all the time.
Which reminds me, Christy, our Brainiac, sent us something in the mail, and it was included this really nice letter about the show and everything. And she said basically that listeners of Brain Candy get a BS in BM. And I was like, that is so great.
Put it on a shirt.
Yeah, right? We need a shirt that says you have a BS and BM. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh, that's maybe a sticker.
Yeah.
Smaller. We don't want to advertise that. It's so loud.
Right, it's just our little secret.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so can you even believe it? That was just an aside that I remembered, which is why out of nowhere I was like, oh, because it popped in my head that I had to tell you about this guy who thought we would like a knock, knock, too.
How does somebody I don't know what this guy looks like. I do know that he had to be a white man, but was he attractive at all?
No.
How did he get so confident?
He could have been at one point in his life attractive.
High school quarterback.
He could have been a high school quarterback. Mm-hmm. He could have been that. He could have been no, because if he were the high school quarterback, he would have gotten a little bit of
because it sounds like little dick energy, kind of.
It is little dick energy. It was little dick energy. And it was, it was almost like he was trying to be cool with us, but he couldn't be cool.
Maybe it's too that thing where people are claiming that being in quarantine has made us really socially awkward.
It also seemed like he was really excited to see him. We had run through every single one of these scenarios as what's with this dude? What could it be? Does he really miss people? Is this
or just bad personality,
or just that? But and then as he was leaving, as we were leaving, he goes, okay, so this is
they're always relentless too.
Relentless.
Yeah.
We couldn't leave. And I'm going to go ahead and say, bless his heart.
Bless his heart.
Bless his heart. Because he does mean well. And I do get, and he's
he doesn't have bad intentions.
He would be a great grandpa. He would get me a Christmas present every year that I didn't want.
Because he's not getting laid. Was he married? There's no way.
I don't know. I didn't look at his finger, which is surprising. I should have.
Because a woman would have nipped this in the bud.
Oh, for sure.
Knock it off.
If he is married, then he's this is reins are off, and he's
right.
Maybe
she's
normally she's the manager, and what, and he doesn't get to do this. It seems
she's
she's
the
not
usual
around.
hostess.
Yes, that is accurate. That's what it seemed like. And she's like, Fred, you got to stay in the back, honey.
Yeah.
You got
Trust me on
can
this.
you just handle the pot pies? Yes, you're so good at those. And then she was like, Mary's off, and he's like, woo, let's do this.
Sarah knows, though, that is one of my worst things when there's somebody that works at a restaurant who I don't really enjoy seeing, but I love the food.
Yeah.
So,
this place is the best.
Right.
I'm not kidding when I say they have the best pies in the country,
you've talked
and
about
I will
it several
absolutely.
times.
And now Ren is like the mayor of like, he's like proselytizing about Lynn's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's worth it then.
It really is. It totally is worth it. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Oh, okay. So as we're leaving, he goes, he like, calls right over. He's like, all right. So,
oh God.
On your next, and this actually was a pretty cool fact, but then we were like, not accurate. But he said, okay, so next time you're here, you have to do what, go to where us people from Cambria really go when we're kicking back and we want to go party. We're like, what the fuck is he going to say to this? And he was like, you're going to go, like down the trail, past the pier, then you're going to walk along the creek. You're going to see a patch of eucalyptus trees on your left. Then you're going to continue down. You're going to see a creek on your right. It was no joke like that. And I was like, anybody taking notes? Like, there's no way.
God.
This was like 20 things long. And it was like, when you see the Hobbit with the bump on his nose, you're going to like ask him 3 questions. And like, what?
Was he joking about that part?
Well, that I just added for
oh my
flavor.
God, 'cause I'm like, is he being serious
No,
at this point?
that would be in line with his humor.
Yes.
So that wasn't fair of me to use that as a joke for, okay, so then he says, okay, so then you're going to go past the pier, blah, 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 all real stuff. Then you're going to go all the way down to the point, and you're going to put your feet together, and then you're going to stare down at your feet, and you're going to know that you are at the most western point of the United States.
Except
Hawaii and Alaska.
And Alaska, right.
And so then, of course, my friend Jackie, who's like,
yeah.
Yeah, we were like,
contiguous
except
only.
it's not.
Oh,
I mean, we waited till he left before we said that, but
he was really excited.
he was so excited to tell us that. So that part was cool. And like the fact that he gave us, like, we were kind of like, and like,
he sounds nice, just misguided.
Yeah, and like, I wish. How about this? If that same energy, maybe it's our fault, because if that same energy were used on, if I had like an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old with me, and even a 13-year-old rolling her eyes.
Yeah, but you didn't.
I know I didn't. I know.
That's where he missed the mark. There.
Right.
Mm-hmm. He's barking up the wrong tree.
He is. He's got to learn what tree to bark up, I suppose. So that's on him.
How old was he?
I would say early 60s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe late 50s.
Like 30.
Oh no, he's older. This is like he's delivering.
He's like Pap.
Yeah, yes. That's why I was like, he would make a great grandpa. But I
gotcha now. I see it all clearly.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the knock joke with the poo, like something poo. Anything that ends where you have to say
I love
that.
how that's really ironic given our history.
I know. And given the last story I want to share with you.
Do you have a poo story?
Yes.
Lay it on me, so to speak.
But it is, oh my God. This one's not so much a poo story as it is I'll just tell you.
A life story.
Yes. So there was this guy who is a cyclist, and he wanted to raise money for the crisis that's happening in Yemen. So he was like, wanted to raise funds and dealing with like the shortages of like food, water, and healthcare there. Mm-hmm. And so he was thinking like, how could I, as a cyclist, like raise money, and I need to come up with like a good, like a bike, like, what do they call those things? Like a bike, not a bike-a-thon. What the heck do they call that? Like a cycling, from one point to the other. And what the hell do you call that? Like a race, but when you're doing it for...
Triathlon?
Like a race for the cure. Yeah, I guess it is a race. Like a race across.
Race.
Yeah, it's a race. Okay. Yes, so that was from that movie. What the heck was that movie called? Rat Race. There you go. That was really good if you haven't seen that. Okay, so he wants to set up this race, and he was like, I need a starting point and I need an ending point.
That's true.
That is true. So he was like, how do I make this exciting? He wants to travel long distance. He's going 2,500 miles.
Oh, gosh.
He decided that he would chronicle his journey from Poo Poo Point to Pee Pee Creek.
No.
Yes, which are both real places.
Poo Poo Point.
Yes.
And what goes on there?
So Poo Poo Point is a summit on West Tiger Mountain in Washington.
Why do you think they call it that?
I know why they call it that. They got its name from the noise that the steam whistles make when they come around, and they would go poo poo.
Okay.
So they called it Poo Poo Point.
All right, that's cute.
Yeah.
I like that.
And then the ending point is Pee Creek in Ohio. That was
Is that
named,
like an Indian name?
Well, that's what I thought, but it was actually named after an American settler who had carved his initials
Stop
into
it.
a tree, and they just called it Pee
But how did they
Creek.
spell it?
They call it P-E-E-P-E-E.
They made a mistake on
They
that.
did. Mm-hmm. And yes.
Although it's really paying off dividends.
Right?
It's like
Pee Creek.
a tourist attraction.
So isn't that fun?
It's funny that it's a water. It's a body of water,
I didn't
you know?
even think about that.
It's a poo-poo point.
Poo-poo point.
Which is gross. And then
A nice brown mountain.
This is like bringing me back to the milk lemonade.
It is.
Which after we said that, I couldn't quit saying it.
Isn't
gets
it
stuck.
right? It's one of those earworms that's like that Miss Mary Max. Huh? You can't even say it. So yeah, Poo-Poo Point and Pee Creek, where this bike rider traveled.
That's cute.
And
I like it.
Went 2,500 miles for,
And he was raising money for charity.
Because he was trying to think of something that would get attention and that would like be funny and
Very good idea.
Spoke to us. The 14-year-old and all of us.
Yeah.
And,
good for him.
Yeah, I thought that was like a cute
It's
idea.
nice if you can use poo-poo and pee-pee for a good cause.
Right.
Like we do.
Like we do. Oh, that's funny. Do I have time for more? What are we
Yeah, man.
What are we cooking with here?
Yeah, we do.
Mm.
We have so much time. Can I say,
yes,
by the
please.
way, since we spoke about diners, drive-ins, and dives, I had to unfollow Guy Fieri, guys.
Why?
Well, he's still great, and I do love him. But I started to think maybe he didn't align with my political views. Which, if you look at him,
I would say that in the Venn diagram of people with frosted tips,
there are as
that are
many
straight.
liberals as you might think. And, I had heard that he performed a gay wedding.
Right.
And so I thought, well, at least socially he's liberal like I am. Mm-hmm. But then he was promoting Fox News' Steve Ducey, his new book, and he was kind of going on and on about it. And I'm like, oh, Guy, I got to say goodbye.
Bye-bye, Guy.
I still watch him and still appreciate him, and he seems very nice. But I'm just not real big on that. I think so.
Yes, stick to diners,
unless
drive-ins,
he's
and
just
dives.
really friends with people of all types and doesn't care what your politics are.
There you
and
go.
that's where we disagree.
Right. I also disagree on donkey sauce. So
What part? Would you disagree?
Just the mayo base. Yeah.
I was wondering, though, because I thought maybe you would go for that since it's aioli.
Did I ever say the funny joke that aioli is just mayonnaise that was studied abroad?
No, but that's funny. You should have taught that to that guy.
Yeah.
That's a good restaurant. Topical.
Ren, and why I even brought that up is Ren asked for garlic aioli on the side, and then we talked about that.
That
and
could have
then
been a great
that
joke
would
for his
seem-
repertoire. Regrets.
Regrets.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry
yeah.
about
no,
that.
No, I'm glad that you brought that up about Guy Fieri. And because, so Supermarket Sweep is back.
It is Leslie Jones.
Yes.
Are you psyched?
I'm super into Supermarket Sweep. I think that I would be really good on that show.
You would be.
Oh, 100%.
What do you think your strength is?
Knowing what the expensive items are.
The hams.
Hair care. No, not the hams. It's hair. It's
The
hair dye. It's hair
right.
dye. Always hair dye. I think you wanted to
Yes,
tell me
we
this.
talked.
Yes,
yes, I forgot because I was just picturing what people always did, and it
Because
was
the
always
ham
the
is just,
ham.
they think it because it's big and bulky, but
It just
it's
caught
actually,
on. People.
Yeah, this is what we had we had come up with this. We had broken this
I
down.
wonder
or-
if people are getting the hair dye on this new season.
I wonder if they have it as an option.
Right.
Yeah, we have to see.
Because they don't have that on Guys Grocery Games.
Oh my god.
They don't.
I love game shows. Maybe that could be my new thing. I don't go on reality TV like The Challenge or anything anymore, but I audition for every thing like that.
Yeah, because I was watching Chop the other day, and they were competing for $50,000, and I was thinking, I cannot believe what I have done for $50,000. Weeks and weeks and weeks
Right.
of torture.
Well, Susie,
Yes.
I have been very inspired by the Great British Bake Off.
Yeah,
I will say that I made my first birthday cake from scratch and everything.
it's great.
It was 2 layers, and I think it looks.
You're on your way.
If they did a celebrity baking show, I think that I would be in the run. I could do it, and I think I could do it without a recipe.
No.
For sure.
How could you do it without a recipe?
Science, man. Once you understand, I did a shit ton of research for making Ren's birthday cake to make it like the best, and I got crazy watching the Great British Bake Off.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, I take the tricks. Like I took the cake pans and I took dish towels and I cut them into strips that were the same size as the cake pan, and you get them wet before, and you wrap the cake pan in the dish towel, and then you safety pin it closed, and you bake it in that, and it keeps the cakes from getting too hot on the outside and creating a dome, so it creates a flat cake that you can just ice on top so it doesn't crumb up when you ice it.
Stop.
I will not.
I can't believe this.
Suze, I want to show you the picture. I wish I had a picture. I did not take one.
Sarah.
Ren took one. I'm going to text Ren and see if he has the photo, because I have to show it off to you, because I was impressed with my own. I was like, Susie would tell me I should go on one of these shows.
Yeah.
My phone just died. Ah!
Oh my God.
I
It's
swear
a really emotional roller coaster.
There's something wrong with it. Ever since that, my battery, it was at full battery this morning.
I just had this conversation. I was quoting you about how iPhone people sabotage us when they have a new product.
They do. I really think they do.
And now I can't see Sarah's cake.
And now I can't even show you. You know, it's better. You'd really want it if I did. But
Thanks, Tim Apple.
So I said I'm going to try to perfect my baking, and
wow.
You know,
I am not a baker at all.
I'm not a cook at all. So I think that's the trade-off, one or the other.
It's funny, though, because if you were to predict, I would have thought it was the opposite.
With you and me?
Yes.
For sure.
Because cooking is like whatevs. You just throw stuff in. You don't have to measure it.
I need precision.
This does not line up with our personalities.
I think cooking is the opposite, is the thing where it's like...
Because baking, you have to be precise because it's chemistry.
And everybody I know who's super precise in the rest of their lives hates baking and doesn't want to do it. And it's 4 people. But
I want someone to give me the science on why that is.
Yeah, we need to... I'll write that down.
Yeah.
Why are some people good at... And bakers are kind of frantic and all over the place.
But that's where they have order.
Yes. And it's measured and precise. I used a scale. I went all out with it.
Yeah, because in
it.
England, they weigh the items, which is more precise.
It's how you should do it.
Yeah, why don't we do that
we
here?
We definitely should do it. And once you try baking with or measuring with a kitchen scale like that, you can't go back. It's so easy. You just put the stuff in the bowl, you measure out what you need, then it calculate, you see the numbers go up, and then you press clear.
Yeah.
And then you add more.
Yeah.
And you don't have to use a bunch of different measuring cups.
You're right.
It's I don't have to wash anything.
Wow.
Why are we not doing this?
Sarah's cracking the case.
Right. That wasn't even something I was going to talk to you about.
Oh,
but,
sorry.
That was just an aside. And
well, I'm impressed. I can't wait to see this cake.
Yeah. So I've been very
Did it
inspired,
taste great?
Yeah,
or just look great?
I think
what
both.
What flavor are we talking
Vanilla.
About? Nice.
Yeah. And here's a little insider tip. There's this amazing stuff out. Don't waste your time with vanilla extract.
No.
There's this amazing stuff out there called vanilla paste.
Come on.
That is basically they've scraped out the inside of the vanilla bean for you.
Yeah.
And it's magical. And it has the vanilla specks in it. So you can, because that's...
How do you know how much to put in, though?
1 tablespoon is the equivalent of 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract.
Get out of here.
It's equal ratio.
Wow.
Yeah. And I like to bump it up a little more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big on flavor.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
But I've been watching Great British Bake Off, so not too much flavor.
No. People get scolded
I converted
for that.
Ren.
To what?
Being a lover of the show.
Was he not?
Well, he hadn't watched it before. He was like me. And now every time we sit down, he's like, "You want to watch the baking show?"
See? It's biscuit week.
I know. I can't wait till he's sending me the same text messages.
What if you met someone that hated the show?
Who are these people?
Right, but what if? Because somebody must hate it.
I don't know.
That could be a good sociopath test.
Yes. If they hated the show, loved black coffee, and only wanted to listen to No Diggity by Blackstreet, they're definitely a serial killer.
Oh, but it is
Remember, that was the one.
Right.
That and Eminem Lose Yourself, which seems a little more we're going to say No Diggity is just everybody loves it.
Yeah. Right.
And it's universal. That's universal.
Right.
But then it's Lose Yourself that is the one. Oh
a
my
good
God.
test.
Speaking of crazy songs,
Yeah.
I keep saying this is the last thing, but then there's like a million things that I want to tell you about. It's only because I'm like seeing you in real life. And now I'm like telling
such
you
a joy.
everything that So there's this crazy band out there that like I've never really listened to their music, but I could imagine it sounds like metal, called Cannibal Corpse.
Okay.
Did you hear this story?
No.
Okay, so I think it's the bass player from Cannibal Corpse. There was some reason that I don't know if he had like a case pending or like he got in trouble, like some legal trouble where they had to search his house, and they found 3 human skulls in his home
that he had bought on the black market.
But then people were saying like, anybody surprised by this? Because the name of the band is Cannibal Corpse, and their songs are called like "I Have Guns in My House for Murder" or something crazy like that. Some of the songs were like
your
made
theory?
up. But
Do you think he actually hurt people or just bought them?
no, I think it might be just like a fascination with that. I think there's definitely other mental illness. Like he's definitely mentally ill.
Wow,
and the other members of the band are saying like we're getting him the help he needs, and like he's definitely not well. I think there was some like conspiracy theory thing that he like went nuts about.
Gosh.
But I just saw it was like I saw something on Twitter that was like,
yeah, if you're going
like,
to be collecting skulls,
human skulls found at Cannibal Corpse like band members' house, and no one's surprised.
Right.
It's like, oh, there are headless bats at what's his name's house? Who's the guy who bit the head off bats? Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah. If you were going to do that stuff, you should have a band called like Puppies and Rainbows.
Right.
And then no one would suspect
and
it.
then be like, nope. Oh, kind of like when they thought people thought Marilyn Manson was the guy from the Wonder Years.
Yeah, that was a weird moment.
That's a weird moment.
Because that was when the
ages don't even
internet
line up.
existed, but it wasn't like it is now.
Right.
And so there was the
Or
spread
is
of all
it?
that.
Like, because I'm like, that sounds like the internet.
I just feel like it's easier to debunk as well as bunk now. Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
Like you could look on Snopes and that would be there.
Yes. Yeah,
but back in the day, it was just sort of like, hey, maybe it looks like him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it wasn't.
No.
Well, we've had a good run today.
I know.
Let's wind it down.
We talked about bats. That was
treadmills.
Fun. Bats on treadmills. We still have to watch that video. That's going to be adorable.
We talked about Sarah taking a dip in the ocean.
Oh my gosh, so nice. I highly recommend. Talked about, like
Sarah's run-in.
Oh my gosh.
With
Bad jokes.
Pap.
With Pap. Talked about how Susie unfollowed Guy Fieri, and that's
It's
okay.
tough times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We agree to disagree.
Yeah.
That's all.
And just because you don't follow him does not mean you don't still enjoy his diners, drive-ins.
And the dives. And if you're feeling frisky, you could take a dive right into the Pee-Pee Creek. If you feel up for it.
Oh, gosh.
Maybe watch some Supermarket Sweep.
Uh-huh.
And don't collect human skulls.
Yeah, that's like safe,
Yeah, just good tip for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's been fun, guys. Oh, and all you vegetarians out there, send me your recipes.
Oh, they will. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Did you know that everyone has an aura? Do you know what color your aura is? Maybe you have a fiery red personality or a quiet and calm blue or green. You could be an organized and methodical yellow or an explosive purple. Come join me, Mystic Michaela, on my podcast, Know Your Aura, to find out all about how your personality can be explained in colors.